So, a lot of fun toys here at Overland. And the thing that's the least fun is when you get stuck somewhere. Like that guy. You do not want to be that guy, the dead man, who's stuck out in the wilderness with no way to extract himself. So enter Deadman Off Road and Sam, one of the founders, and one of the fathers of 11 children of the 4 founders, I guess.
3 of us, yeah. There's 3 of us, absolutely.
So I've seen this brand around a lot. I've seen your stuff on YouTube and otherwise, but I want to make sure that we just kind of explain what's in it and why did you guys create Deadman Off Road?
Sure.
What was the reason?
So Bryant, the creator of the product, is an aerospace engineer by trade, and he's a jeeper and was going out to the deserts outside of San Diego, where we're from, and realized that there's not a whole lot to anchor to out there, right? So that's kind of pucker time, right? You're talking about burying spare tires, things like that. Deadman anchoring is that practice of digging a deep hole, burying a spare tire, a high lift jack, what have you. Bryant's a smart guy as an aerospace engineer. Wheels started turning in his head, and he looked at some of the materials available and designed something that can be buried and then turned into an anchor point. So if you've got deep sand, deep snow, deep mud, dig a hole about 18 inches deep. Not a fun thing to do, but if you're out there and you're stuck and you've got nobody else to rely on, you don't want to be a dead man. So grab whatever it takes, dig that hole. The product has to lay flat in that hole, and you're backfilling it. It acts like a fish hook. As you pull on it, you get resistance from the leading edge of that wall, the front wall of the hole. That'll create enough resistance to get you up out of whatever you're in. We've measured up to 8,000 pounds of resistance. So Bryant has access to tools like a load cell, which is something that measures the pull in line with the winch. We were up at Pismo Dunes, up in Central California coast, and that's where we got the 8,000 pound reading. Ultimately, it's the conditions that will determine, right? So snow can get very feathery light in the Midwest. Out west in Sierras, it's very dense and moist. So that we get better results from certain conditions versus others, right? So sand also can get very powdery, and that can be very tough. So if you can dig a hole that can hold its shape, it's not filling in as you're shoveling it out, you're good to go.
Sounds good. Well, that tool is one of a number that you've got here, and I see the yellow theme is carrying through here. Let's go through some of the other products that are in your kit, and then I want to look at the full kit itself.
Okay, absolutely. So one of the other products we have here is a kinetic rope, which is good for somebody without a winch, right? So if you're new to the space, you're doing vehicle-to-vehicle recovery. This isn't self-recovery at that point. You're helping somebody out of a tough situation. They're in mud, snow, sand, what have you. 4 tires on the ground. I'm not a fan of doing a kinetic recovery when somebody's high-centered. It's not probably the tool for that, obviously on a case-by-case basis. But this is very popular right now because it's probably one of the most common forms of recovery that you'll encounter in your daily life. Just driving to work, you'll see somebody in the ditch. Oftentimes a kinetic rope is the tool for that. So soft shackle on each vehicle. This is, go ahead and hold that one.
Now I thought these were metal, super heavy, and had to be screwed together.
Those are the bow shackles of yesterday.
Those are yesterday's shackle?
There are use cases for those. I can't say that those are a thing of the past at all. There are definitely use cases for bow shackles, but soft shackles are very good for most of the use cases that bow shackles are good for, and better because they're safer. If a bow shackle fails, it becomes a projectile. We're talking windshields, we're talking humans that could get very seriously hurt. This guy fails, it might get dirty, you might get some rope burn.
And it's got a 30,000 pound
MBS, minimum braking strength.
Wow, fantastic.
The other one in your other hand
looks like a big Chinese handcuff.
This one's actually rated at 43,000.
Oh my God.
So this one's even tougher, and it's got some protective sheathing, so if you have a really sharp edge on your recovery point, it can give you additional peace of mind.
Got it.
So those we pair into a kit. So we take the kinetic rope, the soft shackle, and we put it into the body bag. We went all in on the marketing. Put it into the body bag, and you put the kit someplace ideally easy to get to, like a first aid kit, like a fire extinguisher. You don't want to have to empty the contents of the back seat of your truck on the trail to get to recovery gear. So keep it easily accessible.
Now what's this big thing hanging off?
This is the Deadman Earth Anchor. That's the thing that you bury in the hole.
Deadman Earth Anchor.
That's it. So you bury that in a hole about 18 inches deep. You backfill it. You can use it as a recovery point, but it's not a one-trick pony, and we are really working hard to dispel that. It's not just that ground anchor.
Right.
You can wrap that around a tree or wrap it around a rock as well, and in those cases, it's actually rated at 60,000 pounds.
Wow.
So In addition to that, you can use it even as a winch line extension. So you can put one end on one vehicle and pull your buddy with the other end on the other vehicle. It's only 15 feet across, but in that use case, it's rated at 33,000 pounds.
Wow, fantastic.
Lifetime guarantee on this. You make it fail, that's a cheap test that I didn't have to pay some laboratory to do and charge me thousands of dollars. I'm going to replace the product and ask you how you made it fail. That helps us learn, that helps us redesign it and improve it.
So these are one of those tools, kind of like insurance, but this is the kind of insurance you want to have.
Yeah,
if you get
absolutely.
yourself in, that can be a lot of fun. If you can't get yourself out, you don't want to be a dead man. So
absolutely, you gotta have the tools to get home. At the end of
I
the
don't
day,
know how
right?
much more clever we can be with the name. I think we've kind of exhausted that. Anyway, how do we find out more about Deadman Off Road? How do we get it? So,
Deadmanoffroad.com is the website. If anybody's on social media, we're on Facebook or Instagram at Deadman_Offroad. I manage those accounts, so you'd be reaching out to me directly if you were to do it that way.
Sam, one of the dead men.
All right, and there's only 3 of us: Sam, Bryant, and Daniel. And we'd love to just have conversations about recovery. We like to geek out on that. We had a t-shirt years ago that said recovery nerd because we just love to talk about it because we're always trying to learn.
Good.
So
Fantastic.
the entire product line I didn't mention, and I feel like should be mentioned, the entire product line is American made.
Wonderful.
Hopefully that's important to you guys,
It
right?
is
I know it
important.
is to us.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Sam, I appreciate it, man.
Sure.
Thank you for the demonstration. And folks, check these guys out on the web. And also you'll see more from them on Old Man Overland.